We're going to talk a lot about how PTSD, trauma, stress are all related to voice disorders. So I'm happy you guys are deciding to join me. My name is Kathy, and I am a person who specializes in helping people heal their voice disorders. I experienced spasmodic dysphonia myself for over 3 years, and through much investigation and persistence, I figured out how to heal my voice and get back to normal functioning. I had spent over 30 years as a professional singer and an entertainer, and when my voice started to falter, it became a situation where I could no longer talk normally anymore all the time. It went from just having some vocal issues and that sort of thing to then experiencing voice difficulties all the time and not being able to speak normally at all. So what I want to tell you is that I understand how it feels when you're dealing with these voice difficulties. You feel like you're not yourself. You feel like you can't fully express yourself. You feel like you have to edit because you don't want to be presuming that your voice is going to work properly. Instead, you have the other assumption that it's not, and you're having major anxiety because of that all of the time. So I completely understand. I have a lot of new group members here that are experiencing various degrees of different types of voice difficulties. Some people have muscle tension dysphonia. Some people have spasmodic dysphonia. Some people have vocal tremor. Some people just have voice dysfunction. So the thing I want to let you guys know is that it's all related. Sometimes when we have a diagnosis, it is just a collection of symptoms. And there's a lot of crossover between all of those diagnoses. And what I want to let you know is that it all stems from the same kind of dysregulation. You see that the nervous system, specifically the vagus nerve, is the emotional center of the body. So what we have to do is recognize that the things that have happened to us, say in the past, the things that are currently weighing on us, and those things that sometimes we don't understand at all why we're stuck in a PTSD loop. Like if you recognize that whatever it is that's not it's not happening to you right now, and you don't understand why you can't get out of that. Well, that simply is because your body has some invaders. Your body has pathogens. Your body has toxic heavy metals that are in the body. And when we have these things, when we have an overusage of the vagus nerve, which controls the voice, that is where the problem lies. So I want to just explain to you a little bit about what happens when we experience a trauma or a stress. Our vagus nerve can get overstimulated. And when that overstimulation happens, it can actually cause the myelin sheath of the vagus nerve to become compromised. So these little root hairs come off of the nerve and leave these openings behind. And the pathogens and the heavy metals and the adrenaline from our own bodies can start to keep that inflammation going. I want you guys to get in the habit of talking back to me so that we can make this into a community where we're all expressing ourselves fully. You don't have to hide. I know sometimes when we have a voice difficulty, we want to hide it from the world. I know I did not want anyone to know about my voice difficulties. I was known for my voice. I was a singer. So of course, I did not want anyone to catch wind of me having a voice difficulty. I understand. But this is a safe space for you guys to express yourselves fully. Let me know where you're from, too. I'm so curious. We all are coming from different places in the world, and this is a cool place to come together. And you can even, if you're feeling bold and you want to, share what kind of voice difficulty you're dealing with, feel free to put that in the comments as well. But anyway, what I was talking about before was when we experience stress and trauma, this vagus nerve gets some compromises in it, which is the communication. There's nothing wrong with your voice. You have an injury. I want you to start looking at your voice difficulties as an injury, just as if you had sprained your ankle and you're walking around on crutches. We don't mentally think of an injury on our ankle as like a permanent thing. But sometimes we're led to believe by other people, by doctors, by Google, that our voice injury is a forever thing, and that does not have to be the case. I am living proof of that, and I have several clients now making serious headways with healing their voices completely. So I'm here to tell you that you guys don't have to be stuck there. When this injury happens to our vagus nerve, the communication breaks down between our brain and our voice. So we have a breakdown in communication. There's nothing wrong with your voice. Your vocal cords are just fine. It's the problem of them knowing when to come together and all the muscles that control all of the intricate things that are involved with speaking. Because it's not only just the voice, the vocal cords coming together, it's your articulators, it's your tongue and your lips. It's also the breath coming through there, coordinating all of it, which can be, it's very intricate if you think about this. Our human bodies are so amazing. They operate on such a high level. They communicate, all of the systems communicate all the time without you having to consciously do a thing. And also, our bodies know how to heal themselves. So all you have to do is cut your finger to know that the body knows how to heal itself, and you don't have to do anything but set the stage for the healing to happen. So that's the thing, we have to set the stage for our healing. Part of the way we do this is to start unwinding the PTSD and the stress and the dysfunction that's happening in the vagus nerve, and keep it protected from those pathogens by eliminating them. Keep it protected from the heavy metals as well. It's kind of complicated, but yet so simple. So because we can really get into the trust, get into the hope that healing is possible. And thank goodness you guys found my channel and you found me to be your guide, and I can show you all of the tools that will help you heal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be running a free Overcoming Voice Disorders 5-day challenge, April 27th through May 2nd. It's going to be held at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. So it's 5 days plus a bonus day. And it's completely free, and it's a life-changing event. It's so amazing because you can gain a lot of momentum for your healing during this free challenge. So I highly recommend you guys sign up for that if you're not already registered. And I will put the link in this description and in the comments as well. So you can just click that and sign up, and it's going to be great. So let me continue. So sometimes, in addition to the vagus nerve getting injured, when we're having an overusage, when we experience a very trying time, we lose someone that we love, we go through a divorce, we get married, we have a birth of a child, some life-changing event happens and puts us into a bit of a tailspin. Well, at the same time that the vagus nerve gets overheated, sometimes we can experience some low-level brain damage, and our neurons get singed. So when we experience something that's very emotionally charged in a negative way, our brains can overheat. And if we don't have ample glucose in the system at the time when that trauma or upsetting thing occurs, then our neurons actually get burnt and singed, and they're no longer firing properly. Well, this can lead to an OCD brain loop. It's a fear loop that's happening in our brains. So sometimes you feel like you can't stop thinking about those fearful things. So recognizing that you're stuck in a fear loop is one great step to begin stepping out of that fear loop, because sometimes we have to recognize that our brain is not telling us accurate information. When the brain is telling us fear, 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 it's stuck in that fear loop. The primordial survival brain is keeping your thoughts, keeping your actions, and in turn, your emotions, your energetic frequency is being controlled by this fearful brain. Well, that's not helping us to rest and restore. Our bodies need to be in a restful state out of that fight or flight feeling where our autonomic nervous system can come on in order to start healing. The problem is when we're stuck in that fear loop, our adrenaline is constantly pumping through our bodies. And when that happens, it is further inflaming our vagus nerve and all of the nerves in our body. So I don't know if you guys have other symptoms going on in your body as well, but all of these symptoms are affected by that fear loop. That is why we have to start overriding that PTSD. First, by recognizing that it's not, whatever it is that occurred is not happening right now. And if it is happening right now, I want you to just take a moment and trust. You're going to get out of it. It's going to be okay. You're going to get to the other side of whatever it is that you're dealing with. And you're going to find your way out of the tunnel. Sometimes when we get into the fear loop, there's no room for faith or hope or trust in yourself, in your own body. You feel like your own body is betraying you. Believe me, I know this. And we have to start restoring that trust little by little, simply by returning to the present moment as often as possible, becoming conscious, letting our brain that can access who we are truly at the core, the spirit inside of us, and what it is that we are here to do. What's our purpose? What's our mission? When we can get in touch with that part of ourselves, of what we want healing. And when we have that opportunity, you guys, we can begin to unwind that fear loop a little bit and begin to calm the mind down and call it out. When it's in the fear loop, we can simply just say, okay, I'm going to pattern interrupt my thoughts right now, which a pattern interrupt is simply changing your physical state. That means you can walk into the other room, you can go outside, you can do a jumping jack or two, you just divert your full attention onto something other than the fear thought. Once we've done that, we can start rewiring our brain by analyzing what beliefs are getting tripped by the trigger that's happening right now. I know for me, when I experienced, so I didn't say this earlier, but I experienced over 30 neurological symptoms, autoimmune and neurological symptoms that all hit me at once because of a traumatic experience. What I realized is that I developed a worldview that was in a distrustful state, let's put it that way. I got this worldview of people are not good, the world is not safe, and I can't trust. Then again, I stopped trusting myself too. That's the thing. When your voice is faltering, you stop trusting that it's going to work there. So we have to regain that trust, rebuild that trust by taking the steps forward that are going to propel our healing. And that little by little, every day that you take those steps, you begin trusting yourself because you're being true to your word. You're doing everything in your power to heal yourself and regaining your trust that it is possible. Because you have to remind yourself, okay, I cut my finger, it heals. Other things know how to heal in your body. You break a leg, obviously, your bones know how to mend themselves. That's incredible. The nerves are no different. It's just a little trickier because those pathogens and those heavy metals like to converge on the nervous system. And the vagus nerve is also, as I mentioned before, the emotional center of the body. So it's taking the hits of our daily, day-to-day interactions. We want to definitely be mindful on a daily basis. We have to become conscious on a hour by hour basis. How am I feeling emotionally? You want to check in with yourself because you want to know emotionally, are you at 10? Because that also dictates your energetic state. Whatever emotional state we're in is basically dictating our energetic state. When we're at a 10, all cylinders are firing to their optimal ability. When we are at a 2 and we're in the doldrums and at a low point, things aren't working right. Our digestion is off. Our brains are not firing on all cylinders. Our immune system is not amping up. Our cell reproduction and repair is not doing what it's supposed to do either. This is an important thing to know because we have to recognize that we need to start elevating our emotions. And we do this by catching our triggers, catching our mental state at any given moment. Oftentimes, as a human being, we have over 70,000 thoughts a day. And most of those thoughts are repeats of the same thoughts we had the day before. So breaking those patterns takes time and practice. When I describe the brain and the neural pathways as like a field of grass. And when you have this tall grass, you have a neural pathway that you have forged for years, the same thought over and over again. A lot of times we have these deep-seated unworthy feelings that are from childhood, things that we don't even recognize that we have, that are driving us. A lot of times those unworthy feelings and thoughts are keeping us as perfectionists, keeping us as people pleasers. We don't want to make anybody mad or rock the boat. Overachievers. We're just going crazy with how much we have to accomplish every day with a to-do list, and we feel like crap if we don't get it all done, because our identity and our worth depends on this list getting done. And that all stems from underlying feelings of unworthy. And we have to just little by little recognize when those things are getting triggered and recognize that, you know what, we all are worthy. We all are beautiful, amazing creations of God. We don't have to do anything to earn it. We're just innately worthy because we're born. And therefore, you deserve as much good feelings and good praise and abundance from the universe as anyone else. There's no one that's greater than you. There's no one that's less than you. We're all worthy. So little by little, recognizing when those old patterns are getting triggered, those thoughts of, oh my God, I got to get this done. Oh, I didn't do it. You feel that droning thought going over and over again about the failure. Or, oftentimes we replay the things that didn't go well. Like, for instance, if we had a conversation and our voice faltered, oh my God, I used to replay that over and over again and just like game it from all the different angles. Like, what were they thinking? What did they think of me? All of that nonsense, which is so unproductive, because guess what? My emotional state while I was doing that was going down, down, down. And therefore my energetic state was going down. So that's not helping me heal. That's not helping me feel motivated to then get up and go do what I have to do to propel my healing forward, prepare my healing foods, to do the things that I know are good for me, and setting healthy boundaries, because you feel so worthless. You feel like it's not worthwhile for you to set those boundaries because you're not worth it. You're not worth taking the time, and pleasing other people is the way we can justify our love or getting, what we think we deserve, which is a lot of times not much. So changing those thoughts, changing those beliefs, recognizing that we can begin turning the tables emotionally. We're allowed to feel good about ourselves, even if we don't get things done. We're allowed to forgive ourselves for mistakes that we've made. Sometimes we just like to beat ourselves up over and over again for making the wrong choice. Look,
We all make mistakes. That's part of the human experience. And so letting it go immediately. And anytime that thought wants to come up, you just simply pattern interrupt it, like I said. Go run your hands under some water. Go step outside. Put your feet on the earth. And then say to yourself, oh, that's probably my primordial brain getting activated. That's my fear-based brain right now. Afraid that I'm making someone mad, or afraid that, I'm not good enough because my voice wobbled in this past conversation. And if you start thinking about it from God's point of view, you put your God goggles on and you look down and you recognize that, we make a mountain out of a molehill. And when we have voice difficulties, other people don't recognize this. Other people are so consumed in their own dramas, in their own lives. They're not like micro-analyzing your voice in the conversation that you just had. And furthermore, they're not judging you. Again, back to that injury model. We're looking at this whole voice disorder problem as an injury. It's not a permanent thing. It's not a sign that you're less than. It's not a sign that you're going to be stuck here forever. It's simply an injury that you're working on repairing and healing, just as if you had sprained your ankle. You got to ice it. You got to elevate it. You got to stay off of it. Well, similarly with this voice disorder, you got to eliminate the pathogens. You got to get rid of some of those heavy metals. You got to be gentle with yourself. You have to take time for extra self-care and extra self-love. We're going to learn to love ourselves in a way that we've never done before. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Let me know if you do. And sometimes I don't see them during the actual live. So if you put a question in and I skip over it, I didn't answer it, just know I'll circle back and answer it in the comments if I don't see it. But it is possible to heal. So just keeping that in mind, keeping that as your new worldview. You are amazing. You are a beautiful creation of God. You're here to help people and spread your gifts. And you have so much to give. Even if your voice isn't working properly on any given day, you still have a lot to contribute. And a lot of kindness you can show to other people, to things you can do in the world that are worthwhile. And so looking at your contribution as more than just the precision of how the vocal tone of your voice sounded is so important, because we have to get into this situation where we're not super hyper focused on our voices as much while we're healing. We're focused on the steps we're taking to heal it. And a healing journey is always 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. So a lot of times it's funny because when I'll be talking to my clients and they will say, oh my gosh, so they'll tell me in a conversation, oh, my voice is doing so great. It's so great. I'm like, I can tell it's happening. Then the next call we have, they're like, I don't know, I had a bad voice day and blah, blah, blah. They're just like, they're unnerved because they feel like they're not healing now. And what I have to remind them of is the fact that as we go through this, it's not like an upward trajectory where we're just like going straight upward. We're going up, down, or sideways, forward, backward, all sorts of crazy ways. As those toxins are coming out of our bodies, sometimes it can feel a little bumpy. It can feel a little weird for a temporary situation. But later, when you look back, say 3 months from now, you look back on your trajectory and you're like, oh yeah, I am so much better. I can tell. And you can just take inventory of all the great things that you have done, because you all are so amazing and you are doing God's work. By healing your body, you are doing the highest calling possible, because once you've healed your voice, then you can fully go out in the world and shine and do all the things that you want to do and contribute. And without the worry and the heavy weight that you're carrying, with the worry and the lack of trust in your own body, in your own self. We can't fully shine when we're clouded by these doubts and these fears. Anyway, I just wanted to come on today and talk about that. I hope you'll join the 5-day challenge, April 27th through May 2nd. And as always, I'm just sending you guys so much love and all the good healing energy to propel your healing journey forward and reclaim your voices. All right, guys, I love you. I'll talk to you soon.